think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You open up my scars. I think I need a I think I need a I think I break how long it takes. I hate the way you make me feel so dark. You really not. You open up my scars. I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You open my scars. I think the break how long it takes. You know the way you I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You open up my scars. I know it's bad, but I can't help myself. When I feel sad, I escape from my sense. Lately, music's been my reminiscence. That's when I listen. I know it's bad that I can't help myself. When I get mad, I set fire to the hell. The only way to keep it at a distance, that's when I listen. Music is the reason why I stay, stay, stay. A cheering melody will fix a melancholic heart. The music is the reason, the music is the reason why I stay. I feel alive, I feel alive, I feel alive. The music is the reason, the music is the reason why I stay. I feel alive, I feel alive. The music is the reason. I see the signs when I stay in my shell. As soon as I'm sad, I tend to build a fence. That's when I need tunes to keep on living, like someone's listening. I see the signs when I seek for the lights. I know it's bad when I forget myself. Lately music's been my self-reminder, my self-reminder. Music is the reason why I stay. Melody will fix a melancholic heart. The music is the reason, the music is the reason why I stay. I feel alive, I feel alive, I feel alive. The music is the reason, the music is the reason why I stay.
Hello and welcome everybody back at Speediots. Excuse me if I have a weird voice today. I'm kind of sick, but I am still here to commentate this amazing series, of course. You're back with the season 3 of the GT3 series, and now we've headed into Italian territory in Misano. Currently qualifying is underway, and I won't waste any more time. We should just take a look at what's happening. We can. Loads. Loading. Yes, of course it is. So, we are in the pits, and we have a newcomer who instantly captured pole position. Let's see if he can keep it that way. His name is Salvatore Tomasello with SGT Racing in his McLaren. He's currently in the pits, so we shall look at someone else. We might as well just look at Darren Byford, who was one of the best drivers in the rain last time, although seeing the forecast, I'm not sure if we'll be seeing any of those conditions. But he has been lapping quite consistently as well, and he's P11 out of 20. We haven't dropped much in attendance ratio, but we'll be kicking out some people who aren't actively attending and not telling us that they are withdrawing from the series. It's a kind of a drastic measure, but we have to do it. I hope drivers understand that. But drivers who are here or who have clicked the actual withdraw button from the race on SimGrid, they don't have anything to worry about. So Darren Byford coming through Sector 2, putting down amazing laps, but he's still 2 seconds off of Top Runner racing pace. as I can see, the pack is actually quite spaced out. The spacing starts with Trevor Byford in P5. There's a gap behind him, is half a second, which isn't that much, but that will create eventually a gap during the race. It stays that way. But of course, everyone been doing. Also, wait, happening. For some reason, OBS is doing some crazy stuff. It's only 25 seconds left in qualifying, and actually quite a few people are still out. Let's see if we can catch at least one of them. Shows us that Caprio is out, but like it. Hmm, that is in. Aha, lost connection to the server. That is why. Something is really up with my PC today. But I'll guess we'll have to put up with that. Not just me who has problems, it's also my PC. But we didn't miss much for sure, because it's just the end of qualifying. It says I am disconnected. Well then. Quickly switch back to the track intro. And please, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second to resolve this issue. I'll try to restart the game and see what happens. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am back on the server as well. We are just waiting on the drivers line up on the grid. As soon as they do, hello, Stefan Visser, the chat. In the meanwhile, so while we wait on the drivers to get back onto the grid, we'll just stick with this screen. So how has everyone been doing? What do you think? Should we play the Meet Me in Misano song? Probably most of you who are watching haven't been watching us that long, if you're a newcomer, we had a racer who was making music for the league, kind of, and he had a great song called "Meet Me in Misano." I could quote, but I cannot sing, so I would rather just save your ears. Someone is out on the grid. Number 888. He's not coming back to the pits. Okay, so drivers have lined up on the grid. I can show you everything in just a second. I have to set up the overlay. The overlay up wouldn't crash. Thank God it's a quick fix, so back onto the grid. And I would be guessing we should start with our grid rundown. So starting from pole position is Gianluca Testai, who didn't have a wonderful race last time, although he was starting from one of the top positions. Hopefully he can maintain his this time. Then a newcomer, Salvatore Tomasello. Newcomer, an Italian newcomer in Italy. We just picked him up. Takes P2. P3 will be Fabio Gaiamini. P4, Maxim Zananiev. P5, Trevor Byford. P6, Crescenzo Caprio. 7 will be Nathan Robuntus. Then Tomasz Dunny follows in P8. P9 will be Brent Verschoren. P10 is Darren Byford. 11 is Alessandro Galvarini. 12 will be Akira Murakami. 13 will be Minhyun Kim. 14 is Jonathan Keitaro Rabovo. 15, as follows, will be Justin Van Housen, an OG in the league. 13 will be Clifford Morgan, who will be switching teams for the next race, so the points he picks up here don't really matter anymore. Then going further will be Sebastian Paez, if I could switch to his camera. Sebastian Paez in his Habauto Racing Porsche. Then 18 will be Wissam Yafat. 19 will be Caio Consorte. I think he's a newcomer as well. And closing the grid will be none other than another OG, Ollie Shefford. So that is our rundown of the grid. Oh, what happened to Darren Byford? He didn't start. So Darren Byford is teleported back to the pits. He'll be starting from the pits, as it seems, as drivers have started to warm up their tires. Sorry, I just have to mute my phone. And what a beautiful day it is in Misano. It is dry. The track is optimum, actually. So we'll be seeing some great racing today. All of the drivers are in their perfect place, if we can say it that way, although some drivers prefer the wet. But we should be looking at a pretty interesting race today. Not sure what your guys' opinion is on cannot talk. I'm not sure what your guys' opinion is on that. Soon drivers will be lining up double file. As we can see, we are approaching the end of the first warm-up lap. And God, I cannot remember the last time I've raced in Misano. I know it was amazing, but it's quite a tricky track. Turning into the last corner. Going through the main straight. Let's see, when do they get the green? And they get the green. Oh, two people already get a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. And Giamoko Testai seems to be having a great start. Salvatore Tomascello also keeps onto his position. The front there isn't any big concerns. But Testai still leads the grid and seems to be having a great time at the front. No competition as of now. I think we should check what's going on in the back. I can see Tomasz Dani is already looking for an overtake. Oh, and takes out Justin Van Housen. Couldn't measure the actual distance he should have braked, while Brent Verschuren gets disqualified. Whoa, what happened there? And Darren Byford is still in the pits. Interesting things happening today. Oh, what's happening? An outside maneuver from Yafat. He seems to be well prepared for today's challenge. And Yafat might be picking up another position, as Prabovo has a drive-through penalty as well for jumping the start. Yafat is up to P8. Wow, what is happening? When in the back, there's a close battle going on between Consorte and Ollie Shefford. Shefford is already up to P11. Reminding you, he started from P20. Oh, and does the overtake. Keeps a clean defensive line. He's up to P10, I think. But the leaderboard is going wild. Now he's P14. Where are we? Oh, it wasn't Ollie Shefford. Mind me. I'm sorry. It was Sebastian... Not Sebastian Paez. It was Consorte. I thought... Yeah, I'm really sick today. So, Caio Consorte overtook Sebastian Paez in the Porsche. That's why I was... Woo! Consorte kind of loses it on the exit and gets bumped by the Porsche behind. Was looking for an overtake and did not expect. Slow exit out of the corner after he just got overtaken, of course. It seems like Caprio is also looking to fight the manufacturer partner. So Caprio, ooh, he nearly gets dive bombed on the inside by Trevor Byford. Was on one of the top places, by the way. Somehow back in 312. Seems like Darren Byford won't be coming out of the pits. What is happening? Caprio, will he get overtaken by two people? Yes, he will. He misses the apex. He just cannot get the cornering angle right. Oh, but Sebastian Paz fights back. There's contact between the McLaren and the Porsche. What is happening back here? Meanwhile, Salvatore Tomasello gets the fastest lap. He can maintain that. His will be the extra bonus point. Back of the pack is kind of spaced out. We can see an injured Justin Manhausen going through the pit. He was punted off of the track. Soon he can start pushing. I think he's already there to push though. Oh no, my bad. It's quite a long pit in Misano. Crossing the exit line to the pits. Thank God he didn't. Didn't make an incident. There were no cars around. But what about the battle between Paz and Trevor Byford? Seems to be unraveling soon. Byford is on the outside. Ooh, and the two cars ahead are battling as well. Caprio and Consorte. Which might just get the pack together again. Ooh, Tomasz Dani is also looking for an overtake. And honestly, I just do not know what to say. There's so much going on. So let's take a ride with Caprio. His bonnet cam. So we can see he's trying to show himself in the mirror of that McLaren. Oh, and punts the McLaren around! Wasn't careful enough. And the McLaren is in the gravel trap. And in the meanwhile, Tomasz Dani took advantage of this situation and made three overtakes. He was in the back of the pack. While Trevor Byford and Caprio are battling it out side by side. The two cars, the McLaren has the inside and seems to be through with the overtake, but the McLaren could not slow down in time. So the Porsche does kind of a switchback, not on purpose. And on the outside again, Trevor Byford seems to be missing a lot of his braking points. Of course, he can run a fast lap. Can he maintain his actual racing position? That's the question. So Trevor Byford nearly punting the Porsche off the track. There's really, really close racing between the two guys ahead. Or ahead. The ones that are racing in front of our eyes. Trevor Byford seems to be getting the slipstream, but it's not quite enough. Gets side by side with the Porsche, but he punts the Porsche around. He could not brake in time once again. The question is, was that deliberate, or did he just mess up his braking point again? Well, that will be a case for the stewards to look into. Seems like, in the meanwhile, Gianmarco Testa, who has been the leader of the race, has been doing great, building the gap to Salvatore Tomasello. Oh, where is Tomasz Dani? A lot of people have been leaving. And it seems like the Oregon car, which I saw, is actually not Tomasz Dani. It was Clifford Morgan, who is leaving the team. Oh, and he's been misjudging corners for quite some time now. Just like Trevor Byford, but he didn't make a crucial mistake yet. Speak of the devil, you summon him. Trevor Byford is actually closing the gap on Clifford Morgan, the British race car driver. And are there any close battles on track? Oh, Salvatore Tomasello is actually closing the gap to Gianmarco Testa. As you can see, the newcomer Tomasello really fighting for it today. And he's happy because the commentator's curse actually hit once again. I said Testa is making a gap. But it is not true as of now, as he's being caught by the Italian driver who's on home ground. Not sure where Testa is from. Oh! It seems like we are having two Italian drivers battling it out in Misano. And Gaiamini is for sure Italian. So the top three, ladies and gentlemen, are home drivers. Maybe not. This might not be their absolute home track, but it is in their country. But we might as well just switch back to Tomasello or Trevor Byford, because he is making moves. He is currently trying to chase Yafat. Did not have very good luck last race, so this might just be his chance. He's not taking a defensive line by any means, just trying to use the whole track. He seems to be overslowing his car in multiple corners. We can see Trevor Byford got caught off guard. Oh, and side by side, actually, two cars. We can watch two battles at the same time. Trevor Byford punts off Yafat. But Yafat is back on track, and the overtake did not happen, while Clifford Morgan and Crescenzo Caprio, who's also a home driver, by the way, are fighting it out. Oh, and the Italian could not gather his nerves, while Clifford Morgan is absolutely getting beat up out on track. First punt around by Caprio, then collected by Yafat. What is happening to the Aragon team today? I do not see Tamas Dani anywhere. He's nowhere to be found. While Trevor Byford trying to look for an overtake again. Seems to be a fast man out on track, but he needs to slow down and think through his overtaking moves a bit more. Because of course you can brake 10 meters late, but I'm not sure your car is going to stop. You need to be a bit more considerate about those things. Let's see, going into turn 1. He's getting really close on the apex, and again catching Trevor Byford off guard. Breaks a bit too much. It's Yafat. And this time, Byford just cannot get side by side with the Ferrari. But Tomasello and Testai are having a battle at the front as well. But for now, let's just see this one unravel. Let's see, is there going to be an opportunity for the McLaren to overtake anytime soon? So we are running out of time, and soon it's going to be time for the mandatory pit stops. Yafat goes wide, and this might as well just be the chance for Trevor Byford on the inside. Makes the overtake. Well, this was pure luck, but at least now Byford can have a bit of breathing room and try to catch up to Caprio. I can see a lot of Italian drivers today on track who are battling as well. Alessandro Galvarini. Oh, and what is happening? Really aggressive driving in Misano today. The two McLarens spun around, but Galvarini managed just to kind of save it. Now he still has to watch his back because Caprio is coming. With his Porsche, which genuinely just resembles the Porsche which is on the Rennsport cover. With the red lights and everything. It looks absolutely crazy. I would be really afraid if that would be in my rear view mirror. Except if he does moves like that, but... but it's a really mean looking car. Tomasello must have made a mistake, because the gap between him and Testai just skyrocketed to approximately 2 seconds, which is not nice at all. Let's check back with Caprio, because he did make the overtake on Alessandro Galbarini, but I don't think Galbarini will just take it like that. He's still in the slipstream, he still has a chance to make the position back. In the meanwhile, Trevor Byford is also hunting down McLaren, which spun around Galbarini. None other than, I think it's Min Young Kim, yes. Two McLaren 720S Evos. Absolutely one of the best cars, by the way, in my opinion, in the game or ever made in GT series. This car is really well balanced. It's a mid-engine car. Never had a problem with it turning like a boat or anything like that. So now Trevor Byford is really close, within half a second from the slipstream. Cannot really make an overtake yet, but now he's in range, and if he can keep up, that position can soon be his. Well, now kind of scaring, but actually goes through with the overtake. Trevor Byford, what I think an unplanned overtake. I think he was just trying to scare the other McLaren, but it took it quite seriously. So pit window just opened, and drivers will be coming out quite soon. So I think we should focus on what the leader does. Giacomo Testai, who has been leading ever since the race has started, and now has made a 3-second gap to the car behind. He seems to be having a great time out on track. Doesn't really has to defend, but he might have problems trying to overtake lapped cars. Hopefully drivers can abide the blue flag rules, unlike in season 2. We had a lot of problems with that, which created, of course, funny situations, but it wasn't so funny for the stewards afterwards. Look through all of them. So Clifford Morgan was the first car to make his mandatory pit stop, with Minyoung Kim following. The third one will be Ananyev. Stastai and Tomasello did not come out to the pits, or at least not yet. In the meanwhile, I think we should focus on what trouble Trevor Byford is now. He's trying to catch up to Alessandro Galvarini, who's right ahead of him. And Trevor Byford actually seems to be having a pretty decent pace. He just needs to refine his overtaking skills. Rather not take out people, but overtake them. Because he currently takes people over the curb, not overtakes them. Ooh, really close again to the McLaren ahead. And again bumps the car ahead. I think at this point we should just have a collision counter. I mean, not to like say he's a bad driver or anything. I mean, he has a decent pace. I don't think I could run this pace either. It's just kind of funny how many collisions or contact he has with other people. So halfway through the race, and still 7.5 minutes for drivers to make their pit stops. The top drivers still didn't come out to the pits. Most of them did. So Trevor Byford just came out to the pits, but the top three are still out. Giacomo Testai, Salvatore Tomascello, and Fabio Gaiamini. Gaiamini is actually catching Salvatore Tomascello, who has been struggling with grip for the past few. So now Fabio Gaiamini, the first from the top three, has been out. He might just be attempting an undercut. Yeah, I was searching for the word. I'm so sorry. I'm so slow today. I have been sick with a fever and still not fully recovered yet. So I might be searching for words. He manages to come out in P3. And still ahead of a lot of people, but he is faced with some lap traffic. Blue flag is waving for the Porsche ahead is none other than Sebastian Paez, and he lets Fabio Gaiamini through. Another battle going out on track. The one between Min Young Kim, Sebastian Paez. Weren't separated by Fabio Gaiamini anymore. Question is, can Min Young Kim overtake the Porsche ahead? They seem to be having quite the same pace for now. But it seems like Min Young Kim is just a slight bit slower. And both Salvatore Tomascello and Giacomo Testai have been out into the pits, and Fabio Gaiamini actually caught quite a lot, but in the meanwhile, Min Young Kim makes the overtake on Sebastian Paez. As Paez makes a mistake. So pit window is closed, but everyone has made their pit stop. So no worries there. Let's check back with the battle of Fabio Gaiamini and Salvatore Tomascello, and Gaiamini seems to be doing great now that he has pitted. Oh, and Murakami gets a drive-through penalty, possibly for cutting the track too many times. So now the battle between Fabio Gaiamini. Sara Tomasello has been going on for a while. And it seemed to be unfolding. Both drivers are getting impatient. One of them is starting to make mistakes, who's none other than Salvatore Tomasello, because of the pressure on his neck. He can feel that Fabio Gaiamini is catching, and Gaiamini, because he has to overtake Tomasello. So Gaiamini now literally on the tail of Salvatore Tomasello, trying to make something happen. But that something still doesn't seem to be happening. Now down on the main straight. And still in the slipstream that Ferrari is just losing speed. I'm not sure if any of them changed tires, because the mandatory pit stop does only include refueling. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to leave you stranded like that. I'm sorry, but my voice is really, really bad, and I had to treat it, so I kind of was eating honey the whole time, and I don't think you were interested in ASMR. So, only 15 seconds left in the race, and it seems like that Giacomo Testai has, and will have in the next 6 seconds, astonishing lead, and will keep his first position. If you've just joined, you've missed Fabio Gaiamini fumble his chance of winning, and I just missed Giacomo Testai, who won the 4th round of the GT3 series season 3 at Misano. Sorry, everything is falling off my table. I have to catch things. But also Tomasello's first race took 2nd place. Fabio Gaiamini is already back in pits. And then P4 is taken by Ananyev, then Rubantus, Caprio, Byford, why isn't... Okay, we are getting less and less people, so I might as well just read the actual leaderboard in the pits. As soon as race finishes. So, where were we? We were at P7 was Trevor Byford, then Alessandro Galbarini, Minion Kim, Keita Bovo, Cliff Morgan, Consorte, Murakami, Yafat, Paez, Banhausen, Shepherd, Byford, Dunning, and Verschoren. The finishing order. Thank you everyone for being here. I won't be conducting interviews today because of my voice, not because I forgot this time. So thank you everyone for being here. Hope to see you tomorrow, actually, if any of our commentators makes it to the F1 race. Thank you so much, and